Today we're going to be working with Team DWG player Emily Slater. So Emily is an elite level lady golfer. So she came to see me back end of 2017, okay, saying, struggling with the game a little bit, wanted a slight change in direction. Her handicap had gone from +2 to scratch over an 18-month period. So her game was heading and trending in the wrong direction. So she came to me and wanted me to have a good look overall on her golf game. So Emily is a super dedicated student. Put context on this, she drives all the way from Cambridge, which if you don't live in the UK, from Manchester to Cambridge is about 3 to 3.5 hour drive. It's not an easy commute, part of it's cross country, and she makes that journey every 3 weeks to come and see me for a 3-hour golf session. She's 20 years old, she's now back at +1, moving in the right direction towards +2. Okay, she's already had a great start to the season. She's won her county title and won one of the ladies EGU events over at Sunningdale called the Critchley Salver. So early part of the season, we're already starting to see the fruits of her labour starting to come to fruition in the way that we're getting the results that we want, and we're going to try and keep pushing on towards the next level. So today's been a tournament prep day for Emily. She is on her way up to St.Andrews, so kind of stopped off with me to do this tournament prep. Today, this one that she's going up to is a 54-hole event over 2 days, playing the old course and the new course at St.Andrews. So what you'll see is some very specific preparation for this event, because it's going to be different to her home course, which is obviously a Parkland course in Cambridge. This is a links course with massive greens, and you'll see how we're going to prepare her specifically for the forthcoming event. So putting is going to be a key factor at St.Andrews, so always start off the putting session by just having a quick look at her fundamentals. What we've done is, she used to get a little bit staying over the ball for too long, almost kind of freezing over it, and found it difficult then sometimes to get the putter moving. So we've got a much better flow to it. So what you'll see is, in this putting session, every single putt she hits, she goes through her routine. She has her practice strokes, cleans the face, aims the putter, builds the stance, looks at the hole, judges the line, looks back with the eyes to the ball, and then hits the putt. Okay, and she does that every time. It's such a professional approach that she shows in her practice that this is obviously then going to transfer to great results that we're already seeing. But I love the way that she is so precise in doing it every single time. And if you prepare like this, all of a sudden, this is just going to come through that you're going to do it all the time under pressure, never have to think about it. So practice how you mean to play on the golf course, and in this putting routine, I think you can learn a lot from that. 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 57, 60, 63, 66 feet it goes back to. Okay, so what's going to happen is, you see there's a marker just past the hole? Yeah. That's the safe zone, so that's the 3 feet past the back edge. Right. Okay, you're trying to get every putt, if it doesn't go in the hole, to finish inside that safe zone. Okay. And we're going to progressively move back so you can see how you feel is it adjusting to slightly longer putts. Okay. So, but the pacing was good, okay? So obviously it swings. If we have a look at that putt, just 1 sec here, so you've got the reference. At the end, you see it's sloping quite a lot away from you at the end. Yeah. That didn't move at all. No, it didn't. Pacing was great again though, okay? So we've made 2 pars. Okay. Get in. Yeah, nice, that's good. Just hold that for me for 1 moment. I'll just grab these, I'll be back. That looks just on the border. Yeah. Okay. You kind of knew you'd hit that a bit hard straight away, didn't you? Go. Go. Bogey. Back to even. Run out. Yes. Go, 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 go. Yes. Par. That's good. That was really good. Sit, sit, sit. Oh. Okay. That's the first one we've nailed though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That was a reaction to the putt, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We do get sun here, honestly.
Are you sure?
That's closer. Go. So all three, the last ones, have all finished about the same distance, just short. I mean, only 2 feet,
Yeah.
okay? So we've had like 4 bogeys on the run now. Let's see if we can finish all of these off as pars. Okay. That's really good. That's perfect. It's perfect. That's a good putt. That's really good pacing. Oh, so much water that started to pick up. So we're at 63 feet now. If we went any further back, we'd be on the road. That was good. Really good. So it's come off the bank now, it's coming back in. It's in, it's in, it's in. 66 foot, get that.
About time.
I was kept thinking that. I was thinking, when's she going to hold one? Come on. The putting game that we've been playing there, we've obviously measured it out from 15 feet at 3 foot increments going back, okay, all the way back to 66 feet, okay. But green's going to be bigger than this at St Andrews, but you know, so it's very specific. We're working at pace putting on long putts. So obviously we've got St Andrews coming up. This is the tighter grass here, so this does feel more linksy. Now, I know that obviously you're going to be playing a few chip and runs and things like that, but I think there's going to be a lot of situations like this green here that's got all the swales in it, it's kind of got ridges, and you're going to still need your lob wedge quite a lot, but obviously you want to make sure you're getting the strike good off here. And what we're going to do is play to the yellow flag here where it's got a big ridge in place. Where that ridge is, if it kicks off that, it's going to go the other way. So you wouldn't want to play a running shot up here, would you? Because if you play a running shot, the chances are it's going to get more offline. So we can play that kind of floater, and then we'll play a couple of like short pitches into the red one. I'd like you to sort of land it somewhere in this area because it's likely to kick right, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, and then that gives us a good chance. Okay. If you have a look at it, okay, as we're looking back now, okay, where can't you afford to go? Okay, so imagine like, you know, sort of almost like the 18th at St Andrews where it's got that ridge. You can't go down that because it's going to run off the green, isn't it? So you've got to play it. It's almost playing it that, you know, in here, if you were 5 feet there, that's not a bad shot.
No.
It's almost, you prefer to almost have 5 feet to the left rather than 2-3 feet to the right, because the right could, even though it'd be a great shot, 2 feet, 2-3 feet to the right could have been disaster and been 30 feet or 25 feet, yeah?
Okay.
When I first saw Emily, her short game was the weakest part of the game. Her scrambling for the previous 2 years had been under 30%, okay? So that's losing so many shots every time she's getting out on the golf course that it's really, truly killing her golf game, okay? So what we've done is we've totally changed her short game. She had one shot that she played. She was very armsy. She kept her head down to try and get the contact, just to get the strike, and was really worried. She couldn't have played it high, soft, spinny, rolly. She couldn't do any of it. And I'm not being derogatory to her here. It was the weakest part of the game. So we really worked hard at this. And what we've done is we've added hinge into the backswing, got the arms and body matching, got the body controlling the action on the way through, and given her versatility of shots by using the bounce, being able to add loft, take off loft, add spins. And what you'll see is me trying to ease out a little bit more of these skills out of her now in a very difficult shot. Okay, we've got a ridge and it's a very difficult pin to access, but I'm going to try to see how well she can play all these different shots. I'm playing it off the tightest lie we could find, which is very firm and very linksy type lie. So it's very specific for this event, and it's showing her, look, the new skills you've learned are transferable. Look at Jordan Spieth at the Open last year. He didn't chip and run with a 7-iron, he's using a lob wedge around the green. So that's what we've been doing, and you can now see if your technique is good, it doesn't matter how tight the lie is and firm the ground is, you can still chip with it. So that was struck amazing. See how fast that stops, yeah? Like all the other ones before that were hitting that spot were taking a very heavy first bounce. They were still spinning a lot because you could see how much the ball was spinning when it did hop up. But that one was absolutely amazing because you struck that so well, it just stopped faster. Right, so okay, right, what we'll do is have 4 foot that's going to be the goal, okay? Now you've got to try and get it inside 4 foot, okay, with 3 different flights, okay? A low one, below waist height, medium one in between waist and head, high above head. Okay? Yeah. Start with a low one, yeah. Okay? And it can be, as long as it's below waist height, it doesn't have to be low and running, it can be low and skiddy, you can do whatever you want, okay? It just has to be a specific flight and has to finish in a proximity. Okay? Yeah. Think about where you're going to have your landing spot, okay? And visualise the shot, and then really, really just focus on that landing spot, because that's what it's got to all be about. And that'll be the same on all 3 of them. That was a really good shot. It's just ran on her. Yeah. Struck amazing, just a little bit long. Now the reason that this is by far the hardest one for you to get, okay, is ordinarily on a green that hasn't got a ridge like this in it, okay, it'd be actually, you'd probably get it within 1 or 2. But your problem is where you've got to land this, in my opinion, is almost right on the edge if it wants to go down that slope. Yeah. Great strike. Okay, so can you see now when the ball comes off, okay, first bounce quite aggressive, isn't it? Just didn't have enough speed. See if you can land it right in this bit, yeah? Okay, I know you'll think it's going to kick this way, but that way it can then run along the top to it, yeah? And like I said, I know this isn't the shot you'd play.
No.
Only just missed the spot. There we are. So that was the perfect line, yeah? Yeah. Okay, absolutely perfect line. Okay. Let's just check one thing. I think that's 5 feet. Let me check. Five and a half. That's perfect. Oh no. Oh, I thought I was going to be perfect. That's there. Okay? Right, pass. Right, medium flight. Okay? So this is going to be in between waist and head height. I'm just going to nudge these out the way. Oh, that's a lot of spin. Oh, that was the perfect length to land it in, yeah?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. But could you see the difference in how that bounced to when you played the low ones? The low ones on that kind of, the slope had less influence on the first bounce because of the speed the ball was coming in at. Because that's coming in at a slower speed, the slope took more effect and kicked it more right. Shot. Okay, now I've got to go over head height. Push it. Oh, that was struck amazing. I mean, that was struck so well. The club slid under beautifully, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would have said length was perfect, but because the height it was coming, it was the softest of all the shots so far, wasn't it? So the slope affected it even more. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic. Played, that was nice. So you can see there on this chipping video that that low shot was never the shot to play into this pin because of where you had to land it. The margin of error for getting it close was so small, but I wanted to just see how well she could do in terms of hitting that very specific spot. But if you haven't seen the James Abbey chipping video, some people suggested that why were we using a lob wedge? Okay, well, the problem is if you don't and you try and play a runner along the ground here, you've got all of these slopes to contend with. You've got to read it like a very difficult putt. It's moving about 4 different ways. It's very, very, very difficult to get a chip and run close. So you have to try and drive it into slopes or use it. Now, when you've seen her there using the high shot, she did that in like 2 goes. So that is a huge difference from 6 goes at the low kind of driving shot. So you wouldn't necessarily have that shot in that position, but what I wanted to do was see, could she play that shot, giving her the confidence, this is the most difficult shot you could ever play here, and you could actually execute it. But can you execute the right shot that is needed for this pin location and get the ball close? And the answer was yes. So for you guys watching, it's a case of, if you're doing a test, don't just make it really simple. Give yourself a challenge, not so it's impossible, but so that you are really testing your skills to the highest level, which is what I'm doing with all of these players. I'm making it so that I want the ball to finish 3 to 4 feet because they're not going to miss many of those. 6, 8 feet, they're going to miss quite a lot of them. So that's why we have the proximity quite tight. So going forward, what we're going to be doing is having an interview with Emily, okay? What sort of questions and information would you like to find out about Emily? You know, what's it like playing elite lady golf, travelling the country, playing in all of these tournaments? What does she think about the fact that, you know, Augusta's now opened it up and they've got a lady-only tournament in a male-dominated sport? You know, my channel's mainly male. You know, what questions would you like to see? Okay, comment below, you know, anything that you'd like to know about her golf game that we can help answer for you. Also, if you've got any questions along the lines of what she wanted to work on, you know, how she feels things have been going, what things she does in preparation. She is a very detail-orientated practicer, really works so hard on the game that I think that if you ask her some questions, you get some tremendous insights that can help you with your game. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. As always, thanks a lot for watching. I'll talk with you again very soon.